Welcome to You're Not the Boss of Me. If you are determined to break glass ceilings and build it your way, this show is for you. I'm your host, Beth Graves, and I am obsessed with helping you to not just dream it, but make the plan, connect the dots, and create what you crave. Are you ready? Let's get started. Hey bosses, and welcome back. Another episode that I'm saying, oh my goodness, pinch me. How did I get the opportunity? I guess it happened because I visualized, manifested, and just decided I will have Kelly Roach on the show. And it is happening today. So I'm excited for you to dive into this episode. A little bit about Kelly is she is known as the business catalyst, helping elite business owners become game changers in their field, achieving million-dollar breakthroughs in business. She has helped me to have my own personal breakthrough, and you'll hear about that in the episode today. She is a former Fortune 500 executive, and she transitioned from her big job in Fortune 500 to working with online strategies for entrepreneurs. And I am so grateful that she made this transition so that she could be accessible to all of us with her live launch strategies. She's been featured in every major publication, on every major news station, and now on You're Not the Boss of Me podcast. She has her own podcast, which is called Unstoppable Success Radio. I listen to it without fail every single time an episode drops. I cannot wait for you to hear what Kelly has to say today. And trust me, you will want to hear about how the live launch method can help you grow your online or network marketing business. So are you ready, bosses? Here we go. All right, everyone, welcome. And you can't even imagine how excited I am to have like my girl crush idol with me. It's like when she said yes, I felt like, oh my gosh. So Kelly Roach, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
So I found you when I was scrolling Facebook one day and I saw this perky video about how we could use live video to sell without being weird, spammy, all of those things. And I was so curious because most of our listeners are network marketers who are looking to be more authentic and genuine. And I know with your live launch programs, you work with a ton of us. I'm one of your coaching clients.
Yeah.
So can you talk about what comes to mind when, let's go back to when you decided that the webinar, and we do a lot of that even in network marketing, was old school, and how you discovered live being the way to create better community, create better connections, and have more sales.
Yeah, definitely. Well, if I dial it back to where all of my original business success came from, I was literally going door to door, business to business, working for a Fortune 500 company doing sales. I literally would come in the office. I would pound the phones for 4 hours straight, like literally didn't even put the phone down. I would rest on my shoulder in between calls until I got a headset. And then in the afternoon, I would go out every day to 20 to 30 businesses. So this was like hardcore, selling, right? But what was really, really cool about it was, Beth, when I could connect, face to face, eyeball to eyeball, belly to belly with someone, I made the sale, and then when I started my own business in 2012, I'm like, okay, cool. Like social media is awesome. It's this amazing like interface and platform and all of that. But what I started noticing was happening was like all of these layers and layers of technology and barriers and things to manage were coming in. But I was new to the online space. So as I grew my business, I was listening to the people that were teaching how to build business online. I was still taking the principles that I knew, but I was like, okay, how do I apply this to social media? How do I apply this to the online world? And so I'm layering in all the tech and the funnels and the emails and the webinars and the pre-recorded videos, and the list goes on, and it's just exhausting. And it just never really resonated for me. It never felt good. I never felt like I could show up. Like right now, I feel like I can like look you in the eyes. I can have a real conversation. We can connect with one another. I never once felt like I could connect with people. It almost stole my superpower because I was so good at selling when I could connect with people. And then I felt like when I got into the online world, I had so many barriers between me and people that I lost my superpower. And so finally one day I was just like, screw this. I remember, the girls are still on my team now that were with me. And I was like, we're getting rid of it all. I'm like, I'm not doing any of it anymore. I'm like, it's ridiculous. It doesn't work. It's not working. We work so hard. So I said, let's just try like us and the camera. Like, let's just try like removing all of these obstacles and barriers and try to focus on connecting once again with people. And lo and behold, the second that we made that change, our business started to grow and grow and grow exponentially, because now all of my competitors are doing pre-recorded videos and edited, stuff with, all this fake, like, you know what you see online. It's like all fabricated stories of fairies and unicorns, right? And glitter and dust. And then here I am, just this person that's teaching and sharing real stuff, and people are getting value from it. And it just exploded. And then I was like, okay, this is too good not to teach. And that's how I started teaching the live launch method. It was really out of necessity because we were failing, not out of like something so great that was working so well. But it's now really revolutionizing the way that people do business online. It's really cool.
So I'll share with our listeners, because I've shared with you that I felt really called once and I'm saying this to network marketers, that I see too many people attempting to coach before they've, what I think is before you've made $1 million. So I just thought, okay, I want to share what I've learned that is not all of the magic tricks. Like I kept seeing, like, build your business with automation, never get on the phone again. And I'm thinking, we're changing people's lives. We need to, what we've learned from you in terms of our network marketing team, we're now doing laser coaching sessions. So they get to work with $1 million earner.
Yes.
And we'll talk a little bit at the end. Kelly just challenged me to create a live launch. So stay tuned for how we can share the business opportunity with more people using what we call the live launch. So some of you are thinking, what is live launch? And I want to give a little background of, I had invested so much money into thinking about how I could build out coaching programs and always got caught up in the tech. Could not figure out how to put the Facebook pixel for an ad. And then it was overwhelming and thought, screw it. I make plenty of money in network marketing, but at my message, the amount of women that I can impact and help now is incredible, because that's my mission. So I took a leap into live launch and literally just started sharing the tools and techniques, filled a group, and have women that I'm already working with in a program, and paid back my investment within 48 hours, which was insane.
It's insane. It's crazy.
So we know it's magical. And if you're wondering, what is live launch? I want to connect those pieces to what we're doing in network marketing. So I'm going to give Kelly a hot seat right now, because I've been in the hot seat. So let's just role play this. If I was going to, let's say I'm in the travel business, which I'm not, and people could make money with me either booking travel or signing up travel agents to work with them. Okay. And normally they'd hop on a webinar and I'd share all the slides, which took me all day to put together. I missed like picking my daughter up from school because I'm putting together the slides, and literally felt like my drunk uncle was driving me around.
Yes.
But I've decided I'm going to do this the live launch way. We're like creating something right here on the spot. And so what comes to mind if someone's listening and says, okay, I want to use Facebook Live to share what we're doing with this travel business. So how would live launch work for that?
Yeah, definitely. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so excited.
I know, this is so fun.
So if it were me, the way that I would design the live launch would be like, I would have part one of the content be, how to get your luxury travel paid for, right? And never spend a dime while staying in the best resorts around the world, right? So it would be like, you would teach them first. For the first thing that people want to do is they want to travel more and they don't want to spend their life savings on it, right? So you have to meet people where they are, right? And then it might be like the second piece of content might be how I went from, getting my travel paid for to getting paid to travel, right? And then the third step might be how I went from getting my travel paid for to quitting my day job and being able to retire my spouse based on my travel, my side travel business. And then it might be how I can help you launch your own travel business, even in the pockets of your spare time, so that you can first get your travel paid for. And then if you decide that you want this to be a money-making venture, you can, turn it into a business where you can quit your day job, retire your spouse, travel the world, retire, whatever the case. But really what it is you start off by meeting people where they are and giving them the content that they really crave. Everybody wants to travel more. Everybody wants to get their travel paid for. How can someone do that? Right? They can get into a network marketing company that offers travel, right? Buy into it, start taking the trips themselves, get the trips paid for, invite other people to do it. How do you do that? You share content when you travel. You show the beautiful pictures. You show the video. You do live streams from there talking about, I cannot believe it, but this is me working right now, right? This is me working. I'm, on the beach and, blah, blah, blah. I think it's just what we have to remember is that everybody in this day and age wants to feel connected. That is why we're on social media 24/7. But the problem is that, and scientific research shows this, although people are more connected than ever, they feel more disconnected than ever, right? But when you come live and when you teach and you add value for people and you show up imperfectly, that's a really important part. Like I let my dog in with me. I let my 5-year-old daughter in with me. Like showing up imperfect is a huge piece of your human connection that's going to get people really excited to buy into your brand because it gets them to open up to you to say, oh, you know what? Beth is like human. Like she's cool. She's someone I want to get to know, right? She's not just this, talking head on a white screen, green screen behind her that's trying to present as, this, that, and the other. So I don't know if that answers kind of what you were looking for.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. My brain is triggering and I'm thinking, okay, so that was just one topic. So when you think about the pillars of what I've noticed in Unstoppable Entrepreneurs and even in the free group is, and this is where people stay in network marketing businesses, you talked about community and connection. Mm-hmm. So a lot of us out there have these groups where people are hanging out, learning about products, and we're missing the boat because it's sell, special, buy my stuff, join my team, and it's turning people away.
Yes.
What would your suggestion be for people that have existing groups using some of these awesome live launch tools?
Oh my gosh, so great. And this is so huge because I just did an interview with Michelle Bosch. She's in our program. She did a $300,000 launch her first month in Unstoppable because she leveraged her existing Facebook group that she had never really understood how to get maximum value out of. So there's probably listeners right here, right now that could be doing the same thing that just don't know, how do I take these pieces and make it work? I think exactly what you just described, though, Beth, is exactly what's been happening in the coaching space. To be honest, I feel like, there's so much selling and so much marketing that people forgot that we're here to serve. So what I say is, first of all, if you have a Facebook group, start doing a weekly live show, right? Obviously Beth works with me, so I'm such a believer in this, but start doing a weekly live show where you're not selling anything, you're not asking for anything. You are focused on giving. You are showing up to serve. You are showing up to add value for the people in your group. You're setting the tone as the leader in the group of what your values are, what kind of leader you are, and that people should come hang out in your group and spend time there. Because no one wants to hang out in a group where all they feel like is they're getting promos and specials and sales and buy more and, do this and do that. Like people want to feel like there's something in it for them, right? There's a reason to come spend time here. And as you said, Beth, they want community, real community. Not just being in the group because it just so happened that someone's prospecting you to join their downline or, they're in the group because, maybe at some point they've expressed an interest in a product. They actually want to feel a real sense of community. And the way that you create that is when you deliver compelling content that really meets people where they are and serves them at a really high level. What will happen is people start commenting on your chat and they start engaging with one another. They start getting to know other members of the group. And now all of a sudden you have this dead group that you feel like you're pulling along on your shoulders to try and get people to engage, to people looking forward to your weekly live show, building relationships with one another, posting of their own volition in the group because there's like a dialogue going. I always say it's like playing catch, right, Beth? Like you don't want to, no one wants to play catch with themselves. They want to play catch with someone else. And if they feel like it's just a one-sided, they're being hammered with offers and specials and sales and do this, and there is no reciprocity, they aren't going to invest. Whereas if you build that reciprocity and build it, this is why you see me constantly. Every day I'm doing either a podcast video, a video, some piece of free content. I'm going in someone else's group. I'm going on someone else's show. Because to build a brand, which you guys as network marketers, it's really, really important that you're building a personal brand. When someone thinks of you, you don't want them to think of the name of your company. You want them to think of you as a person and as a leader and how you're leading people that have the same philosophy and values that are in alignment with the company that you represent. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. And that is, it's going on 6 years since being in the industry. And that is, I feel such a shift that it is people are joining because it's not necessarily, yes, people love the products, but there's a million products we could all love.
Yeah.
But the thing that I think is so interesting is that you're given a distribution channel, right? So if you looked at live launch as a way to create more interest, more excitement around your opportunity or product, the winning piece is you don't have to build the website, you don't have to collect the money, you don't have to distribute the product. So all you have to do is show up. And we did this in a Let's Get Physical challenge. You would have been so proud, like the proud coach, because we did the exact pillars that you teach in your free content. Like you literally could watch. And there's one going on this, time stamped now, but isn't there a way to get that content now?
Yeah. I mean, anybody who wants to get in the tribe, the next one we're doing in just a couple of weeks. I mean, we do it every couple of weeks. So, anybody that wants to go through that free journey, and then they can come to you to help them customize that content.
Right.
How does this work in network marketing? Right.
So it's the tribe of unstoppables. And Kelly and I just chatted before we started is I'm already shifting. I have the 25 women that are going through the Profit Her Way program now. We are going to live launch every single one of them, test it, see it for either opportunity, because I have a big travel group in there. So we just literally just wrote up the travel. We have a lot of health and wellness. And so I'm so excited because I've started since working with you. Every time someone is talking, I'll think, oh, they should live launch that. Oh, they should live launch that. They should live launch that. It's like,
it's so funny because now I get phone calls and texts and pictures and messages from people like every day saying like, I just told this person they need a live launch. Look for them. I just told this person they need a live launch, because everyone's just realizing like, holy crap, we've been doing it the hard way. Like the tools are there for all of us. You know what I mean?
The tools are there. And what I love is I watched it the first round. You might not know this. I watched it the first round and then didn't jump in to really digging in and learning. And then finally it was, and this is the big piece that sets you apart besides just personable, valuable content that works by the connection, is the accountability piece. Is I have someone in my inbox saying, hey, Beth, let's chat. How's it going with your live launch? Let's do this. Not just a cheerleader. I mean, she cheers for me every day, but accountability. And that is a big piece that is missing in the network marketing space. So where did you come up with this idea that, oh, people will sign up and pay for my program and they're going to be assigned an accountability coach?
Yeah. I mean, we want the unstoppable entrepreneur to be the best business incubator on the planet. Like I literally wake up every morning and I ask myself, how do I make this the Harvard of online business money making? I think everybody deserves to be able to have the freedom to put their family first and be financially free. And I've experienced the opposite. And then I've experienced where I am now. And all I want to do so badly in my life is just bring people across that finish line. So what we realized is that it's not just about education. It's not just about information. It's not just about coaching, right? It's a coaching program. It's not just about coaching. It's also about the fact that life happens, right? We all have a lot on our plates. We all have families and other obligations. Some people work a full-time job and they're building a business. Some people are running 2 companies, right? You could be caring for a sick parent, you have kids at home, whatever it is. And so we realized that if we weren't dedicated to being in your face and in your inbox saying, hey, Beth, I haven't heard from you in a week and a half. Are you okay? What's going on? Your live launch is coming up. Let's make sure things are okay. Let's get you on a hot seat. It's been a while, whatever it is. We want to make sure that commitment on our side is as high as we expect the commitment on your side to be. And I feel like that's a lot of what's lacking in the online world. And so instead of complaining about it, we're trying to be the change that we feel will be the catalyst in making a bigger difference for people.
I love it. And that was huge for me, was even doing it before the first of the year, which is exciting because now we're going to take that even further and help these women too. And one man, it's Profit Her Way, but I had to say Profit Her His Way. We had to vote him on the island and he made it. So when you think about how your life looks now, because I'm all about preaching that we have to block time in our calendar for joy, for self-care, for time with our kids, because I didn't do that in the beginning. I was literally burning the candle from both ends, missing really, really, really big events And one day I read something that said, you want your husband, your kids to remember you as holding your phone or holding their hand. So I preach, be wherever your feet are. You're a multi-million-dollar entrepreneur who is, so everybody knows Kelly Roach. But the thing that I love most about you is you do not have the hustle grind mentality. So can you talk a little bit about that shift?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think coming from Fortune 500, I've already experienced that burnout. I always say, I feel like I lived a whole life in my 20s before I moved over, because I had such a high level of responsibility that I learned so much so quickly. And I feel like that really informed my decisions and my path when I started in the entrepreneurial world. And I joke all the time because people will be like, oh my gosh, Kelly, you work so hard all the time. Do you ever take a break? Do you ever take a vacation? I'm like, yes. I take 7 vacations a year with my family. I take off on Fridays in the summer. I'm at the pool with my family. The difference between me and every other online entrepreneur is I don't pretend to take a vacation so that I can have a photo op and be working so that I can show that I took a vacation. When I go on vacation, I'm not on my phone. My phone is off. It is locked in the safe for the week. I am present. I am with my family. And I think that's so important, right? You have to have that downtime. You know, I go out to dinner with my family at night and I'll like leave my phone at home on purpose because I know I run 2 companies. If the phone is with me, there's someone that needs me. But if it's not with me, it will be there, you know, when I get back. So I think just being really intentional. We have one vessel, one body. I woke up at 5 this morning. I did not want to work out. And I was down there doing my little workout video, you know, getting ready for the day because I knew I'm going to be going hard and going straight through for, 10, 15 hours. But it's those really conscious decisions about, what do you want your life to look like? And I know for me, I want to make sure that when Madison is like graduating high school, going into college, getting married, like I want to be in great physical form. I want to be in really good energy. I want to be in a healthy mental state. And so I'm thinking 15 years, Madison's 5, just for everybody. I'm thinking 5 and 15 years down the road, and I'm making my decisions today based on the person that I want to be when that time comes. And I think it's really important that as entrepreneurs, we're thinking that way because it will take everything from you. Entrepreneurship and building a business, because you care so deeply, because it is your passion, it will take everything that you give. So unless you learn to set real hard boundaries for yourself and have a high level of discipline around that, you will always succumb to that. So it's a learning that I think we all go through, but I think it's one of the most important things that you can learn as an entrepreneur because your energy is everything, right? And you can't fake energy. Like you can try to show up in a certain way. People see right through it.
And it's that whole vibration. They sense the energy, So I always like to end the podcast with one question. And you guys, I gave her no like pregame session here. So everything like learning that travel piece was hot seat. And this is the piece that is a big mystery for many. And I know that you work so hard and you help us so much with not only the strategies, the tools, but also what really has to happen between desire, belief, and commitment.
Yes.
So many of the people invest in your program, and you will see some do $100,000 launch and some just not take that action. It's just always something. Mm-hmm. They have the desire at one point, they had the belief. What separates the people that in network marketing, I see it too, I'm all in. Mm-hmm. And there's some that do and some that don't. What is your belief about that last piece?
Yeah. And it's so tough. I mean, we could do a whole show on this, but I'll give you a couple things. Number one, it's total ownership, right? You either believe that everything is happening to you or you believe that everything's happening for you.
Amen.
Right?
Yes.
And that is it, period, end of story. I mean, I am in and of the belief that we are wholly and completely responsible for everything that is or isn't in our lives. And the actions that we take every single day are the outcomes that we create, right? And I think when you have that mindset, you couldn't possibly not get up in the morning and do the work because everything is possible, but also everything is up for grabs. Like you can't expect it if you aren't working it, right? So I think that ownership piece is huge. But I think the second piece is people that are called to something bigger than themselves, right? Because I think that it's enough to drive short-term behaviors when you want to, get the next payday. You want to get the next client. You want to, pay your mortgage for the month. Like that's one thing, right? And there is a hierarchy of needs. Like we all start down at the bottom of the hierarchy. But to show up consistently every single day, you have to be fighting for something bigger than yourself. Whether it's your family, whether it's your legacy, whether it's the people that you want to impact, the causes that you care about, whatever it is, there has to be something bigger than you that you're working towards and fighting for. And that way, on the days when you don't feel like showing up and the days where you don't feel good or you don't want to get on camera or whatever it is, you have something that's like, nah, you got to keep going. Right? There's something you're doing it for. So, it's always so cliche because people always say you have to find your why. And like, I hate that advice because I feel like it gets twisted and manipulated a lot. But at the end of the day, you do need to know that why. Like my family is like my everything, right? Like I make every decision with family first. And so like when I got up this morning, and I was thinking about working out, I wasn't thinking about myself. I was thinking about how am I going to feel after working for 10 hours when Madison gets home from school today? And what person am I going to be? And I know I'm going to be a better, happier version of myself if I work out this morning, right? So it's like something bigger than you, even in the little things.
I love that. I love that. And it wasn't until that I pushed beyond that the money piece, the financial freedom, and knowing what foundation I wanted to build and what my bigger mission and larger mission. And we're going to add yours in the show notes so people can read about the work that you're doing that's way beyond how much, being a multi-million-dollar entrepreneur. We'll add that for people to see. And also one more time, because you have so much free content that network marketers can apply to, and we're going to rewrite it for you guys. Don't worry, it's coming. We're going to rewrite how you can look at your recruiting, how you can look at your product sales using the live launch method. I've just decided I'm like looking at my blank whiteboard. It's going there. Explain again how to find you, how to find the Unstoppable Entrepreneurs. Well, it's the Tribe of Unstoppables. That is the free group, right? So
yeah, definitely. So scoop. You guys can just go onto Facebook, search Tribe of Unstoppables. We usually run the free workshop like once every 6 weeks. My recommendation for everyone listening is come through our next round and then immediately go to Beth and be like, help me make this work for network marketing, right? And I think if you bring those two things together, and I know with what Beth has up her sleeve, she's going to be changing the face of how you guys launch. So I'm very excited to see where that goes and where you arrive. But yeah, of course, we would welcome anyone into the tribe. And, I'm excited. I think there's a massive opportunity for, I always say, I know we're wrapping up, but I just want to make one comment before we wrap. I always say that if kids, as soon as they became a working age, were educated about the opportunity of network marketing, we'd have no homeless people. We'd have no jobless, people. We'd have no one that is graduating college with hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. The opportunity in network marketing is unbelievable. And kudos to all of you guys that are listening to the show. They're taking that and bringing it out into the world because it really can change so many lives and make such a huge difference for people.
I love that. And I always say too, it's the best training to become an entrepreneur.
Oh my gosh.
Because you get to learn about building community, culture, marketing, lives, money, the energy. We have so many topics. This is what we're going to have to have a part 2.
I know.
I'm excited.
We'll do a second one.
So as soon as we get the live launch, I've got 3 that I think that we can get that ready to go. I'm going to check back with you because we could do some really fun things together on helping network marketers with that live launch method. So I'm excited. So thank you, Kelly, for being on today.
Thank you so much for having me.
You are welcome. Well, that's a wrap. And thank you so much for being with us today. Is Kelly not the most extraordinary human? I love hearing her speak. I wish I could just stay with her all day and climb inside of that brilliant brain of hers. So what we talked about today in the live launch method, using it to grow your network marketing business, this is one of our big pieces, our big modules in Profit Her Way, which is teaching you to build a business you love that doesn't steal all of your time and joy, but gives you your own marketing, your own profit plan. This is my 6-month mastermind and doors are open. If you want more information, please go to bethholdengraves.com/profit. Thanks so much for being with us today. And as always, be you bravely. Thank you so much for hanging with me today on the podcast. And remember, You can create what you crave. If you're looking for a supportive sisterhood, I would love to see you over in our free Facebook group. As most of you know, I love camp. It's part of You're Not the Boss of Me, because when we're building this thing, we're doing this thing, we need a supportive sisterhood. And I also crave more fun and more connection. Join us at camp over in the Facebook world, thecampelevategroup.com, or just click on the link below, and we will see you around our campfire and help you to create what you crave.